Hey there. Good day to you, and welcome to another edition of No Effs Given. We're going to give it to you raw, like we know you need it. And to heck with the consequences. And as always, this and other podcasts in the Jazzy Groove Rainy Day Podcast family are brought to you by the Power of Five. Like what we do, show your love and support, hit the like button, and support your channel. And now, without any further ado, let's get involved. Today, we're going to deal with a topic that's going to be going across all of our platforms in one way or another, and that is the time-honored topic of delusion. And this time, we're going to deal with the delusion of Shay. Now, before we get started, and we get into the video, and a shout out to Cooley and the No Food Gazy podcast for helping us out with the content. What would you get if you had to deal with a woman who always had something to say, who always was contrary to you, who would disagree pretty much for the sake of disagreeing? That's Shay. And how we got into it is interesting because from the very beginning of the podcast, she was in her feelings and she was fighting him and everything else like that. But let's get into the context of the situation and see what he's talking about. So here we go.
More competent than you are.
Define competent.
Competence is the ability to accomplish things and be successful.
This part of the conversation here is dealing with him asking the girls if they wanted someone that was better than them in all regards. Pay close attention.
More than me?
That drive to be successful. Yeah, it's competence is smart.
You lost me there.
Yeah, me too.
Do you want your man to be smarter than you?
Do you want your man to be smarter than you? Yes or no? Show of hands.
I want
He
him
can
to be able
try.
to lead. That's that. But as far as like smarter as in what spectrum,
Now he can
like,
try.
smarter.
He can try. Oh. We'll get into the panelists in a bit.
What?
Across
Yeah.
the board, because if
He can try.
more
He
competent.
can try. I do.
Okay, cool. Shay,
What?
do you want your man to be more? And Shay, please pay attention. Do you want your man to be more competent than you are?
Notice how he had to direct her. This isn't the first time, and I sincerely doubt this will be the last. I've watched a great deal of this already, but I haven't seen from this part forward, so we'll be reacting in real time.
do you want to be smarter than you?
I just want him to have his own hustle. I don't care if it's not a race on
Okay,
who's
cool.
doing it more.
So now another
That's what you're
question.
trying to make it as.
And then all of you ladies answer the question that you do want your man to be taller than you, right? So what I'm saying is that all of you ladies are looking
phone is
for.
ringing?
That's what I was thinking. I gotta check. if
She got
my phone
kids.
is active, so.
Yeah, sure, fine. What I'm saying is that all of you ladies are looking for the man to be, you're looking for your superior, right? You're looking for the man to have certain things that's better than you. You want him to be taller, stronger, more competent, and make more money, right? So
Okay, this is a hat tip and a shout out to Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit, because this is basically a question that he always poses the girl on just about every panel that he has. He asks if they want to be, basically, do the girls want someone that is better than them in most regards? And most of the girls say yes. And the reason why he asked that question is because he knows it's hardwired into them. We live in a society now where you really don't need a lot of the things that guys provide. You got law enforcement, so you have to worry about protection. You got welfare, stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about provision. I got comics, so I don't have to worry about people being funny. I got all these things that can be farmed out. So they're not high on the list anymore. Yet women still want them. And they want them because they're hardwired into them. It's part of their DNA. And that's what he's trying to talk about. Let's see where he goes.
You're looking for a provider. You're looking for a provider. So when I'm talking about, in the beginning of the podcast, I'm saying, a man is a 4, but he's rich. Would he still stay a 4? And y'all saying that, he would still be a 4. That's a lie. Because if a dude, everyone knows that Kevin Hart is 5 foot nothing, 5'2", I believe, regular guy, but he's rich, right? Before he got married, he was smashing everything.
And talking about Kevin Hart, shout out to you, Kev. No shade, but he's not the most handsome guy in the world. Yet he's smashing up the right. Why? Because he has things that girls want. He's funny as anything. And girls love a funny guy. Dave Chappelle, not the most handsome gentleman on the planet, but he makes people laugh. Chris Rock, love the guy. He ain't winning no beauty contest. But those 3 people that I've named there are all very funny people. And because they took the time to hone their craft and become the very best of what they are, part of the spoils of war is getting the pick of the win. It is what it is. Let's get back.
We know that girls don't really be attracted to it'll be ugly dudes that has a yacht, but he's rich on his yacht, and all these young girls want to be on a yacht. Of course, they on it for the experience, but they also find that man more attractive because he owns something.
And one other thing, I'll let it play. I'm sorry for interrupting it constantly like this, but let's look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z is ugly. There are average looking guys that blow him away in the looks department. And I already hear girls talking and say, no, he's not ugly. Yes, he is. And that's no disrespect to him at all, because he's got he is where I want to be, and where a majority of the men on the planet want to be. He's that dude. But he's not the most handsome guy in the world. And he's walking around with Beyonce. If this was a fair and just world, you wouldn't see that. But it isn't. To the victor goes the spoils. Let's get back into it.
That's what I'm talking about, because women look for provisioning traits. Men, we don't look for that. It's the opposite. You get what I'm saying? We look for feminine and submissive traits. So it's the opposite of what you're looking for. But let's move it right along. Chat, they really
Can
don't.
I ask one question though?
Yeah, one thing. Chat, they not understanding. I could break it down into a multitude of ways, but I want to get to y'all questions. But yeah, go ahead.
I understand what you're saying as far as like the Kevin Hart thing. He also has his own personality as well that plays a role in that. Now,
He's not talking about personality. He's going for first impressions. And the first impression that you give somebody is how they present themselves, otherwise known as looks. You don't get somebody's personality until after you get over the initial attraction or lack of. If Kevin Hart doesn't do it to you off the bat, if you don't know who he is and you see him in a group of people, until you get to know him, you don't care about stuff like that. You're looking at him, does he do it for me? Do I get wet? And that's what you do. Personality doesn't factor into this conversation because you don't know about personality until after you have met them and you talked to them for a while. So, no, Jay, you're wrong.
Going on to the next thing, as far as submission, should be like, that should come out of a woman naturally. You know what I mean? Like, she shouldn't get into a relationship and feel like she has to be submissive. Like, as a man, like, if you're doing everything as a man, as your woman, it should come naturally. So you saying a man looking for a woman that's already submissive, that comes as you show what you are. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter
it plays
because
both roles,
it's just
both
like
of
the
them.
same thing. Is it gonna come after for a man making money? I could flip the card and said the same thing that you just
Okay,
said.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
But you're also
what I'm
speaking
saying is
on
that men,
men.
we just want a feminine, submissive woman to follow our lead, just like you want a masculine man to lead you.
Okay.
It's the total opposite, yeah. But I get what you're saying. What you got, Shay?
You're talking about a lot of like men that like really don't like we.
So once
we
again, you're
haven't
speaking about your
encountered
own.
yet.
I got you. You're speaking about your own.
And you're speaking
subjective
about your
view.
own like things that you may say because you might be a man, but be.
Here we go. Denalva 2.0. And her name is Shay. Full of herself. Full of herself. I ask you, would you take her home to meet your parents? No. And in a minute, you're going to find out why I say that.
Realistically speaking, the people that are dealing with men, because we're the one dealing with them, are telling you like there's not a lot of like at the end of the day, a lot of these fucking men have mom issues, they have traumas, they're not leading, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, they're lacking in every aspect.
Okay,
Like
so Shay, you know why? Those are
they suck.
No,
But that's
those,
what we're.
Because they suck. No, maybe you suck. Maybe you do. We got a full-blown misogynist here. Oh no, a misandrist. We got a man-hater. Let's get back to it.
We're dealing
But
with
Shay, guess what?
shitty ass,
You're dealing with
half
that?
ass
Got
men.
it, Shay. You're dealing with that because those are the men that you can attract. You don't have the ability to attract the high value men that can
That's
provide
not
and
true.
protect.
Be
That
for
is
real.
correct. But
Because
time
I
out.
carry every
Because,
trait
listen,
as
one
to
mic at a
why I
time.
should.
One mic at a time. If you had the ability to attract the high value men that can provide you things, you wouldn't even be dealing with those bum broke dudes. So
I find no flaw in his logic. None. And I'll break it down even further. As was stated on another podcast, I have no doubt about you being able to attract a high value man. I don't have an issue with you attracting any man. She's objectively pretty. I'll say that. She is a pretty girl. At least in the face. Getting to talk to her is like, no, you're not. But she won't have a problem attracting a man. Her challenge is going to be retaining that man after she's attracted him. And let's be brutally honest here. Something that hasn't been said, but is bears saying now, is that due to the current progression in today's dating market, men win. Because in days going by, you'd meet a girl, you'd court the girl, you get engaged to the girl, you would marry the girl, and then you would have sex with the girl. These days, you meet a girl, you have sex with the girl, then you court her, then you engage her, and then you marry her. In that second scenario, we win. We get what we want. We get it. So our biggest fight is getting to the sex. And thanks to modern love, we don't have to jump through all those hoops. Because, and I'll say it again, if the vibe is right, as girls like to say, you can hit it on the first night. Now, granted, women are the gatekeepers of sex, and they pretty much drive that. But if you know what you're doing, you can overcome them. You can get around them. That's not a problem. A little bit of game, and you're in there. And part of that, unfortunately for us, but part of that is telling a girl what she wants to hear. Now you're gassing her up. And you're going to make it harder for the next guy that comes behind you. But you're not worried about that. You're worried about the here and the now. You're not worried about tomorrow. I'll hit it today, and tomorrow is tomorrow. If I'm true to the game, I'm going to hit it today and never see her again. And in a country as big as America, that's easy. But, again, back to the topic.
The facts is that you can't attract those high value men because you're very masculine.
Because sometimes they
you're
still
a
want you to
masculine
settle for
woman.
things that you don't have
Them
to.
niggas don't want you.
Guys don't like girls that
Nah,
have
them
their
niggas don't
own
want you.
independence because they're mad because we will be able to walk away and not need them. They're
Those
wanted.
No, 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 no. I'm not letting you escape with that. I'm not letting you escape with that at all. We're not mad because you can walk away. You can walk away before. So what's the big deal? What's the deal with that? You can walk away before. I don't see a problem in what he's saying at all. My problem is with you and your delusions of grandeur. Let's get back to it.
But not needed, and that's what guys hate, that they're not wanted nowadays. But I mean that they're not needed nowadays, but they're wanted. That's what guys don't like.
Shay,
we don't need guys. We want it.
I'm not talking about none of that.
But that's
All
what you're.
I'm saying is this.
But when it comes to a guy,
Again, I ask you, would you take that home to meet your folks? Would you take her around your boys and show her off? You might take her around your boy to show off, maybe. But you're not taking her home. And she sure as hell is not going to be a wife. She's argumentative. She's disagreeable. She's assertive. She's dominant. She's aggressive. All those traits that are associated with a man. That's what he's talking about. You're constantly talking about excuse me. You're constantly talking about how you can get a man. I'm sure you can get him, but you can't keep him because if you could keep him, where is he? That's the question I'm going to ask women going forward, and they start getting like this. Where's your man? And I don't want to hear I'm single by choice. If you could attract and retain a high value man, you would have a high value man, and you don't have one. And it's time to ask yourself why that is. Get off your high horse for 5 minutes and ask a very painful but very simple question. Why do these high value men constantly turn me down? Why don't I get into long-term relationships with them? Why don't they ask to marry me? Why don't I have their last name? Because that's how you win. That's how you win. Not through your accomplishments, not through your money, not through your career, not through your social status, none of that. It's nice to have, but it's not necessary. Is it?
Encountering. Yes, it is.
One mic at a time. I'll let you speak in a second. Listen to understand, not listen to respond. Because I'm giving you game right now, right? It can help you out.
I don't know why. But that's a very important concept to have. Listen to understand, don't listen. Wait, what did he say? Listen to understand, don't listen to respond. That's a very powerful thing to say. Listen to understand, not to respond. Don't talk just to talk. Talk to actually have something of substance to add to a conversation. Anyone can just talk to just talk. But it takes someone with intelligence to actually listen to what somebody says, mull it around in their brains, and then come up with something to either refute or add to the conversation. She can't do that. And again, ask yourself why.
You just explained your experience. You said, wait, Cooley. You talking about all these other dudes that I know the type of dudes you talking about, but those aren't the type of dudes that
Vonna,
we encounter.
is that your experience?
Those aren't the type of dudes that we encounter.
Like guys that they're not type of dudes that you experience.
I'm speaking. Please, one mic at a time. And
Now Cooley's starting to get on my nerves. Because this is now an hour and 35 minutes into the podcast with a very disagreeable, very belligerent, very arrogant, very headstrong woman who loves to overtalk the host, showing blatant disrespect. You allowed her on your podcast. She will benefit from you and your subscribers and your viewers. At the very least, show the man some respect. Let's get back.
And I'll let you speak. I'll let you get out. But please understand. Look, I'm speaking and you not even listening. That's very masculine. You speaking over me. That's why you can attract those dudes that can protect and provide for you because you are a masculine woman. You can't sit here on a podcast, be quiet and listen. That's why she said, I asked her, she asked me, well, yeah, I would like to be more feminine. I said, well, do you see that any of these girls on the podcast where you can adopt their feminine traits? She said, no, because you ladies are masculine. You're not listening.
She couldn't even explain why. She just said
No. It's not that she couldn't explain why. She didn't want to hurt your feelings. Let's call a spade a spade. She didn't want to step on anybody's toes, so she gave the politically correct answer, which doesn't do anything for the podcast. But it's her cover. I never said you were ugly. I never said you were masculine. No, you didn't. But when the question was asked, is there anybody on the podcast you could emulate? Your answer was no. Stand on it. Say it with your chest. Speak it 10 toes down. That's why you didn't hear it. Because she didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Let's get back.
That we never even got to
I'm gonna
talk
get to you,
more.
Ron. I'm gonna get to you.
Okay.
Listen to understand, not to respond. I'm gonna say it again one more time. You're saying, no, please listen. If you don't want to listen, you can leave the podcast. Totally fine.
Okay. There is a choice she can make. She can either continue to listen and actively participate in the podcast, or she can get in her feelings and she can leave.
You're saying that there are men out there, and I agree. There are men out there that are bums, they're broke, they're liars, they're cheaters. There's those type of men. And you're saying that you're only Cooley, you're speaking about like whatever guys, that you're speaking about, but those aren't the men that we deal with. That's what you said. Now, I'm saying that the reason why you deal with those men is because you have the inability to attract the men that have things going for them in life. A man that's assertive, dominant, and masculine that can provide you a future. You get what I'm saying?
And I'll add to that, and as I said earlier in this podcast, it's not so much the attraction. She's pretty. She can attract those guys. She can't retain them. And that is a problem she has to deal with. You can attract those people if you're pretty. She can attract anybody she wants at this point in her life because she's a pretty girl. But will she be able to lock one down for a long term, lock a guy of substance down for the long term? Spoiler alert, no, she can't.
I'm saying that's not a broke and a bum. So if you had the ability to attract those men, your experiences in life and in dating would be different. But
And again, I'm really sorry about this, but I gotta break stuff down, and I'm gonna break it down as I hear it. So I again apologize for constantly stopping the video, but I forget what I was gonna say.
But the facts is that you're a masculine woman. You're 24 and you're super masculine, talking over me, very disrespectful and doing things. But I'm still keeping you on the podcast.
And that's your mistake. That's your mistake, Cooley. No consequences, so she can't learn. There has to be a price that has to be paid in order for someone to get something out of it.
And that's the reason why you don't have the ability to attract men like that. We don't date girls like that. It's just the facts. My shorty is super feminine. She at home right now with my 2 kids chilling. You get what I'm saying? And I'm on a podcast late night. When I get home, food be cooked for me. When it's late, whenever I want it. She chilling. You get what I'm saying? So you on a podcast speaking over another man that gave you the opportunity on a podcast, but you happen to be talking about these broke niggas. Cool, we know it's broke niggas. We know it's broke females. We know it's whores. We know it's men out here that's smashing and cheating. But if you want a man that can lead you and a man that you genuinely love, respect, and admire, that means that you have to work on yourself, is what I'm saying. You have to be the woman to attract those high value men. I'm saying that you're not that woman to attract those high value men. Does that make sense?
Touchdown, extra point is good. Now, as a caveat, I'll say she's not that person right now because she could change. I doubt she will, but she could. And if she does change, then I'll be the first person to take my hat off and say, you got it, sister. More power to you. But I bet you any amount of money, the next words out of her mouth are going to be something stupid.
Yeah, can I talk?
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying that I'm...
Can I talk? Which means she didn't hear what he said. She didn't hear any of it. She heard mwah, 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 mwah. That's what she heard. She wasn't paying attention. You could just from the look she's got right here, just the look in her eyes right now. She has a point she's going to make, and come hella high water, she's going to make it. And I pity the fool who tries to say otherwise to her.
I'm not the woman to attract them high value men. It's crazy because I have.
Where
But
are they
also,
now?
no, at the same
time out.
Wait, no,
So you said, no,
wait, I let
listen.
you talk, but you're not letting me talk.
Cool. But you said something. Where are those high value men now? Answer the question. Where are those high
In
value
my
men?
DMs just sitting
They're in your
there
DMs
because
just
I
sitting there.
don't need them.
Yeah, because they only want to smash. They're not trying to wife you up.
No.
Again. Touchdown. Extra point is good. And as I said earlier in this podcast, I'll say it again. That's what I'm going to say to girls from now on. Getting in situations like this. Okay. Where's your high value man? I'll wait. Where is he? Where's your man? Forget high value man. Where's your man? And if you don't answer me right away, you're lying. Or if you don't answer me right now, or just come out and say, I don't have one right now, then everything else is a lie. Let's get back again.
No, that's not the case.
They only want to smash. You don't get any relationship value from a man like that. You say that you have them. You don't have them. You got sexual value from them. You got sexual value from
because I
low
don't
value
have
dudes and high
to.
value
I don't
dudes.
sit there and put up with people. Like, first of all, I'm not being no yes man to no man.
Okay, facts. So guess what?
Misandrous alert.
The high value dudes ain't gonna take your masculine self.
No, it is because there's gonna be people that respect that you. There's a fucking limit to the shit. I'm not about to sit here and just be like kissing a man's ass and letting him just treat me like I'm his like fucking dog or
We're
peasant.
not speaking about a.
Firstly, the mouth on this chick is incredible. There's nothing feminine about all those curse words that you're using. That's off rip. I'll tell you that for nothing. Free advice. Lose the swear words. And I don't care if you're on a podcast and you think that by cursing it'll make things sound better. No. Because one of the reasons why you're on this podcast and this might be one of my better judgments and calls on this thing, but it's the truth. You're looking for a guy, and you thinking that by showing yourself and showing your tits and showing your curves and showing your legs and everything else is going to help you get a guy. And sure, you look pleasant, but you open your mouth, you're going to kill the vibe. So I'm telling you, don't open your mouth. Or more to the point, think long and hard before you start speaking. Garbage in, garbage out. You start talking like a sailor, like a drunken sailor, that's what you're going to attract. I can tell you growing up, there were girls that I thought looked nice. Open their mouths? No. And because I was dating with the intent to marry and not just dating to date, I didn't even want to smash them. It's like, no, that's all right. I'm good, thank you. But she doesn't see that. I don't think anyone has ever challenged her viewpoints. Dead wrong, and she's going to hold on to it till the day she dies. Straight up wrong. But she's going to hold on to that. That's all she has.
A man not treating you right. I'm speaking about a man treating
Vanna,
you
have
right.
you dealt with good men?
This is all I wanted to say.
Same shit with, you can ask any girl. They
Go
dealt.
ahead.
I don't know if she answered the question the way you wanted her to. You just overrode her. I don't think she gave you the answer that you wanted. Let's rewind that a little bit.
Answer no man.
Okay, facts. So guess what? The high value dudes ain't gonna take your masculine
No,
self.
it is, because there's gonna be people that respect that you. There's a fucking limit to the shit. I'm not about to sit here and just be like kissing a man's ass and letting him just treat me like I'm his like fucking dog or
We're
peasant.
not speaking about a man not treating you right. I'm speaking about a man
Vanna,
treating you
have
right.
you dealt with good
This is
men?
all I wanted to say.
Same shit with.
See? And I don't know if she said anything really. But she made a noise, so you can continue your tirade.
You can ask any girl. They
Go
dealt
ahead,
with the
Vanna,
same
speak.
things.
You could go.
So what is feminine energy to you? Like, define that. Because it's like, is it just like
And I think he just told somebody they could go.
I'm not about to sit here and just be like kissing a man's ass and letting him just treat me like I'm his like fucking dog or
We're
peasant.
not speaking about a man not treating you right. I'm speaking about a man
Vanna,
treating you
have
right.
you dealt with good
This is
men?
all I wanted to say.
Same shit with. You can ask any girl. They
Go
dealt
ahead,
with the
Vanna,
same
speak.
things.
You could go.
So what is feminine
Oh, he was just telling her she could speak. She can go, she can speak. Okay.
feminine energy to you? Like, define that. Because it's like, is it just like me just yes sir all the time, not talking back? Is that what you want from a female?
No.
These girls lack critical thinking skills. It's time to call it out. When did you hear him say anything that remotely resembles the garbage you just spoke? Did he say out loud so that you could hear it? Just be quiet and look good and all sorts of stuff like that? No, that's not what he said. He never said that. But she's hurt. They're all hurt. Because they're hearing, drumroll please, an uncomfortable truth. Shout out to that podcast. but they're hearing things that they don't normally hear, and they can't handle the truth. And it's a shame that they can't, because they seem like nice people. They just can't get over it. They can't unsee what they've seen. They can't unhear what they've heard. And because it's words and things that they've wanted to hear, they're holding on to them. Cooley could talk till he's blue in the face. He could have all kinds of things to back up what he's talking about. And she still wouldn't hear it. Because it doesn't jive with what she's saying. Let's get back.
No one's saying that. All human beings, God granted us with free will, which means that we all have agency. We have responsibility and we have authority to a degree in a relationship and things like that, right? So we're not saying that a woman can't just, has to be, yeah, oh, yes, Saya, yes, master. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about be a good woman. Be a feminine, nurturing woman to your man. Be the opposite of what he is. Men aren't looking for their same. I'm a man. I'm masculine, assertive, and I'm dominant. Extremely. I don't want a woman that's like me. I want a soft, feminine, docile woman.
Or shout it again to Myron. I don't want to date me. I'm out all day dealing in traffic, dealing with different people, dealing with situations that may come up, stresses, all that stuff. The last thing that I want to do is come home to more of the same. And this is from people that I love. But not even air quotes. People I love. I don't want it. And nobody in their right mind would want that. When you get home, you want peace. You want the opposite of what you dealt with all day, which was chaos. Now, my job, my day job anyway, I enjoy it. I enjoy what I do. And I am an IT AV tech. So I'm feeling what I do. I'm enjoying it. But still, when I come home, I want to leave that stuff at the job. I don't want to bring it home with me. We get into a cursory how'd your day go conversation, and that's the end of it. 5 minutes tops. That means not even that long because I'm direct and to the point. It was quiet. It was busy. I did this. I did that. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And on with the conversation. I don't want to date me. I don't want to date a guy. I'm not gay. And even then, if I was, I want to date a more feminine gay guy, not masculine. Ay, ay, ay.
But
They don't even let us do
it
that.
really depends on what person. Like,
That's what
where
you talking about.
from.
Just because you can't attract them,
And
that's why
where
they
you
don't.
Jesus Christ.
Those are the facts.
Again, they don't have a problem attracting them. That's where I think you're wrong, Cooley. It's not that they can't attract them. They do attract them. They attract all types, which is why they have the experiences that they have. They have problems retaining the person after they've had sex. They can't keep a man. And the men that they do keep, they don't want. That's the betas and the simps. They can attract them all day long. And even if they're not pretty, they can still attract the guy. He'll never let anybody know he hit it, but he'll hit it when no one's looking. Another late night booty call. I'm horny, she's up for it. Let's go smash. You coming around tomorrow? I don't know. I gotta see what's going on. Knowing he's not showing up. Just get back.
Really depends when you from too though, because it's like at the end of the day you're gonna defend yourself. Like you feel me? You're gonna defend yourself.
What does that have to do with the conversation? Spoiler alert. Nothing. Absolutely, positively, and emphatically nothing. You could have kept that to yourself and the world would have been better off for it. You feel me? No, I don't feel you. I'm not trying to feel you. I don't want to feel you. And I don't care whatever you say about it. I don't want to feel you anyway. That's nice. We both agree on something then. Next topic of conversation, please.
Yeah,
At the end of the
and I'll
day.
bring it into perspective, right, so you ladies can understand. So imagine, right, and this could be, maybe this will make sense to the ladies on the podcast. Imagine if I was at home, I lived at home with my mom, right? Let's go into an imaginary world real quick. I live at home with my mom. I got no job. No job. I'm 34 years old. No job. And I prioritize playing video games. I was super excited when Grand Theft Auto 6 was about to drop. I'm like, oh, Grand Theft Auto 6. Like, I'm over there, like, you know, super excited about that. I mean, which a lot of niggas is. I feel you. But I'm prioritizing video games and eating cereal all day, and I have no ambitions to have a good future for myself. But I'm saying that I deserve a bad chick. I deserve a girl that's a 10. Do you ladies think that I would even, do you ladies think that I would have the capabilities to attract the girl if I'm at home eating cereal and have no ambitions?
No.
The answer should be no. Anything else is a lie.
No, y'all wouldn't think that, right? So on the flip side, I'm saying that a woman that's loud, rambunctious, masculine, can't follow a man's lead, very assertive and dominant. Well, men, we don't look for that. So she doesn't have the ability, that woman that has those traits, she wouldn't have the ability to attract and lock and retain a high value man, a masculine man.
And that's the key. Not so much attraction, retention. That's the bottom line. That's what a woman truly wants. She doesn't want to attract him so much that she wants to retain him. She wants the commitment. She wants the last name. She wants the house. She wants the car. She wants the kids. She wants the lifestyle. And that comes with retention. And retention is getting the last name. To get the man to drop on one knee and propose. That is how you get retention. And they're not getting it. None of them girls on the panel are getting it. The only one who might is Sarah. She's the big white girl. But with all that tattoo stuff on her body, I don't see that happening. She's going to have to lose that. Or dress more and hide that sleeve. Dress more. And she's dressed feminine, like she's wearing a dress. But, and she's actually trying to learn.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything crazy here. I'm literally speaking what's true.
Right. So is she that? Everything you named, is she like all the...
No, I already spoke about what I thought about her. She's totally fine. She's Shay. You know what I mean? She's chilling right now. But as far as the traits that she was from the question that she asked and the traits that she displayed thus far on the podcast, I said that she doesn't have the ability to attract and retain a high value man. And that is just the fact.
Men just aren't many. That's what it is.
What are you talking about? The men aren't menning. Well, the girl's not girling. The women aren't womening. I can do that too. So, and again, look at her eyes. And look at her sister's eyes. She's totally and completely checked out. She doesn't even want to be there anymore. She's just not saying anything. And this one here is on her high horse, and she's going to beat that poor thing past death in the hopes of beating it back to life. And you got to ask yourself, why?
Because a woman naturally submits. And then on top of that, I carry all the fucking qualities and traits that like a guy could really ask for. So
no, you fucking don't. Excuse my language, but no, you don't. You are an anti-woman. Everything that you shouldn't be, that's what you are. You're loud. You're overbearing. You cut people off. You're disrespectful. You're rude. You're arrogant. You're attempting to dominate the conversation. You're being assertive. That's 8 traits that I named right off the top of my head that are associated with a man, not a woman. And you're too dumb to see that. You've been given game several times on what a high value guy thinks. Because that's what you want. You don't want a regular guy. You don't want an average guy. Fine. Try to help you with regular guys. It's not happening. So you don't want a regular guy. You want a high value guy. Okay, this is what you need to do to get him. And you don't want to hear it.
if a
I'm getting worked up here.
guy or a man were to sit there and do what he's supposed to do, of course a female is going to submit. I think anybody in this fucking room would.
Firstly, no. Secondly, watch your mouth. You're getting on my nerves with this. Reminds me of the old saying, better to close your mouth and give the appearance of stupidity than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Your mouth is wide open. We know you're stupid. And Jay next door, are you with us? Are you up? A little bit more.
But if like a guy is just sitting there doing whatever, of course that's why a lot of females don't submit. You guys want people to submit to shit that we not submit to.
So have you attracted a guy that
I've attracted all types.
No. So it's Shay, ease. Don't even speak about attract. We know that Drake be in girls that's a 6 DMs and fly him out the hit. We know this already. We know that Trey Songz and these niggas will hop in a regular type of girl, fly him out and smash. So it's not about attract. I'm talking about retain them.
And that's what I've been saying. Thank you. That's what I've been saying. It's not about the attraction. Anybody can attract. Two tits and a clit, you're in there. The attraction is not the issue. It's the retention. Can you keep the man once you have sex with him? That's the question that needs to be answered. And I'm here to tell you, so far, nope.
Get a relationship. Women hold the key to sex. Men hold the key to relationships. So the facts is we don't even need to ask them this question. They're not, besides her, she's the only one that got a man. Ayla over here chilling. She's been the most feminine one thus far. But the facts is that these women aren't in a relationship with a high value man, with a man of substance, with a man that can provide them a future and give them, allow them not to work.
The man they want.
You feel what I'm saying? They can't retain those type of men. They can't get a relationship from those type of men because if they had the ability to, they would be in a relationship.
Thank you. Thank you, Cooley. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's the whole argument in a nutshell. If you could retain that guy, you would. The very fact that you're single is telling me you can't.
I have, and I chose not to.
Anyone's looking for a relationship right now. That's my thing. I'm single because I choose to be single right now. Like you stated, we're young. I'm young, right?
So
I don't need a man right now. I'm working on myself to focus on my career, on my future, to better myself. So I don't need a man right now. You know what I mean? So you saying, oh, you're single because you can't get a man?
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
You can't retain one is ridiculous.
I got you. Let me ask you a question. Are you a virgin?
Am I a virgin?
Yeah.
I have 2 kids. Am I a virgin?
Got you. So you got 2 kids. So that means that you've already been having sex, and now you're saying that at 22 years old, you're not looking for a man and you don't want a man. Okay, that's fine and dandy.
I'm saying I do not need one right now.
And you're saying that you do not need a man right now.
Right.
My point is that the reason why you're saying that you don't need a man right now is because of your inability to attract and retain a man of value right now. Because if you were attracting and retaining any dudes,
I'm focusing on my career and
yeah, they're related. You can tell because her too. You heard the words can't attract, and you already got something to say. And it's negative. And your negativity is proving his point even further. If you could, you would, but you can't, so you don't. I'll say that again. You could, if you would, you could. No, wait. If you could, you would, but you can't, so you don't. Yeah, I said it. Single by choice is cope. Does it have everything? It may have something to do with you wanting to better yourself, this, that, and the other thing. But it's not the real reason. The real reason why is because you can't seem to lock down who you want. Because if you could, this would be an entirely different argument. I doubt it would even be an argument.
Bettering myself because I'm in a position right now where I want to focus on me and not focus on a relationship.
So are you
and
celibate?
Focus on better on my kids and
celibate?
not focusing on a relationship.
Got it. So are you celibate?
That doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. You're not celibate. So that means that you got some random nigga that has no potential of giving you
said
any
random?
ring that's smashing.
You are putting words into my mouth.
That's what it is.
Crazy.
What I'm saying is that you're saying all these things.
I don't need a relationship right now. That's it.
Okay, now let's
The point blank
extrapolate this
period.
and let's make it make
Your
sense.
point is also making it seem like a man is needed in this world, and that's crazy.
Well, we'll talk about that too. Actually,
Men need women.
remember that. Actually, remember that.
Women need men.
So what I'm saying is this: you're talking about.
Not really.
Happened.
She's heated. She's heated. And they've noticed. She is heated. And she's heated because she's being tasked with dealing with situations that she's not equipped to deal with or prepared to deal with. That girl is heated. I sense a Frank Castle coming.
Ladies, one mic at a time. I'm speaking. You're saying, Jay, that you are focused on your career. Cool. Am I right?
Bettering myself.
And bettering yourself, right? Okay, cool. Then you said that you're not a virgin, you have kids. Totally fine. You're not a virgin, you have kids. Okay, boom. Now you're saying that I asked you, are you celibate? Okay, you're not celibate. You didn't answer the question. So that means that you are currently having casually sex with someone, right? And he's hitting it. So that means that you granted him your key, because women hold the key to sex. You granted him your key of sex, right? Okay, cool. He didn't grant you his key of a relationship, but even if he did, you probably wouldn't accept it because he's a low-tier dude. That's my point. Because if he was a high-tier dude, you would be the one begging for a relationship.
You're
Pow! Pow! That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Not asking, begging. And that's why I'm saying that this single by choice thing is cope. It's how you deal with it. I didn't want anybody anyway, so I don't care. Yes, you did. And yes, you do. But you say that you don't want to deal because you can't deal with it.
You're saying
That's what I'm
this
saying.
off of something I didn't answer for you.
You don't have to answer.
You're saying
These are
this
the
off
facts.
of an answer I didn't answer for you.
Listen,
So you're saying
baby
this
girl.
off of assumption.
Baby girl, listen. You don't hold the key to relationships. Men grant relationships. So the reason why you don't have a relationship is for two reasons. Because you're not attracted to the man enough, or he's not attracted to you enough to grant you that relationship. That's what I'm saying. Just like a man. Say if I'm an incel, I don't have the ability to have sex, right? I'm an incel. I'm involuntary celibate, right? That means that girls don't want to have sex with me. I want to have sex with them, but they don't want to have sex with me. And I'm just saying like, oh yeah, well, you know, I'm not having sex because, you know, it's by choice. No, it isn't by choice. It's a man's natural proclivity to have sex. It's a woman's natural proclivity to want a quality man. So what I'm saying is that you're not getting your natural proclivity and you're trying to cope with it and say, oh yeah, I don't want it. It's a coping mechanism. This podcast is called No Fugazi for a reason. And we don't tolerate that no fugaziness. We don't tolerate that fugaziness. You get what I'm saying? We keep it very no fugazi. So you had something?
For me?
Wait, when
Yeah,
are
I
we
thought you
playing
had
the song?
No, I think so.
When are we gonna
Okay,
see
cool.
the video?
Let's get to the actually, ladies. Last promise. Do y'all have any questions on the podcast? No questions? We're gonna get into the super chat thing because we got a lot of them piling up. Some of them are just comments, not all questions.
Who's calling the phone? Whose phone is that?
There's no phone ringing.
I hear.
Yeah, there is.
Of course, it's my.
Oh, Vanna. Okay, cool. So we got let's see here. Brother Jen sends in $20. He says, Cooley, can you explain to the ladies that cheating for a woman and cheating for a man is two very different things?
Oh,
like
hell
for a
no.
woman, her sexuality is her main agency, and for a man, sex isn't his main agency. Brother Jen, I'm sure we'll touch on that topic when it gets there. And yeah, I'll definitely explain it to him. But yeah, that is facts. A woman's main agency, meaning that what a man finds attractive and valuable to the woman is her sexuality. That's why OnlyFans sells out, and because men purchase OnlyFans, Pornhub, and all these porn sites are the biggest websites because men purchase that. So those are the main agencies of a woman.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. Adult sites are the #1 sites on the internet. Pornhub is one of, if not the most heavily trafficked sites on the internet. And it's a 95-5 share, with 95% being men, 5% being women. And I'm being generous with that because it's probably more like 99-1. Men's sex drives are virtually insatiable. Gotta have it. And it's not necessarily because we're horny. It's more along the lines where we have to do it. We have to have it. It's like breathing. You have to breathe to survive. We have to have sex to survive. You don't get sex, you become an incel. You become an incel, you're flirting with danger. You're flirting with danger. Let's listen to just a little bit more of this, and then we're going to close it out.
Is her sexuality. But of course, if you're in a relationship, there's other main agencies like nurturing, submissiveness, and the caring aspects you could bring to a man. And a man's main agency is his ability to provide. It doesn't have to do his main agency is not tied to sex. Next super chat, we got Bad Bassett, $20. Hey, you back, bro? Appreciate you, man. He says, it's a timer on that Shay bomb. Yeah, man, she's chilling right now. I know y'all was asking me to kick her out, but I'm not gonna kick no girl out as long as she doesn't, go off the top. I'm not gonna kick no chick out. If they stop answering questions, then it's no point for you to be here. I'll kick them out. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna kick out any girls unless they are truly, fully disrespectful to me. Right? I'll give them a warning, and if they keep going, they're getting out. Or if they have the inability to answer a question.
Nope. No. I can't rock with that. I can't co-sign that. I cannot co-sign that. She's been mad disrespectful. She's been crazy argumentative. She's blatant in her overtalk. No, you got to go. And if I'm there, she'd been going a whole lot earlier than this. I mean, it's your show. Handle it the way you want to handle it, but don't complain when people start doing that, because you're setting a dangerous precedent. And people are going to come on your show and attempt to push the envelope. They're going to say, what can I get away with before he tells me to leave? And people in general, and women in particular, are ready to try.
Thanks for your super chat, though, bro. D. Corey, he sends in $10. If your ideal man is able to retire you today, okay, here's a question, ladies. So if your ideal man is able to retire you today, would you accept and know you can't start your dream business, just live comfortably, have a family, and care for your husband and your children? Salute to F, No Fugazi Podcast. Appreciate you, bro. NF. Ladies, so yeah, let's start with Ayla.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you would give up your career. You'd be like, forget that.
Because I honestly, my biggest goal in life is to be a good mom. So I want to take care of my kids. We could do so much together.
Okay, Ayla, I think you're growing a little bit. From the last two podcasts, she was independent.
I'm still independent, but the point of me being independent is for my kids. Once you have kids, it's all about them.
Okay, fair enough. And what about you, Sarah?
Like, I want to say yes. I want to say yes so bad. But I have so many goals and dreams in my life that I can't. I would have to still have the business.
Okay, so you have to still have a business. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like, I want to say,
I want to say yes. You want to have a business. Do you have a business now?
I do.
Oh, okay. So you want to maintain your business
and grow it.
Okay.
I want to do international work.
All right, cool. And ladies, when she was speaking, if y'all having side combos, the mic picked that up. Please be respectful to the guests. And what about you, Jay?
You said.
Oh yeah. So if your ideal man wanted to retire you today, would you accept it?
And I can't. You can't work on my passion. I can't do nothing like that.
He wants you to focus. You can't do anything else. He wants you to focus on being a nurturing mother and a good wife to him.
It's a yes or no, because I also am a human being and I have a passion and I love what I do. And to think about giving that up for the rest of my life for some guy because he's paying my bills or making sure we're good at home, I can't
Let me ask you another question, right? So if a package was to deliver to your house, right, and it was a briefcase, it says that you could, if you accept this briefcase, it has $100 million in this briefcase. If you accept this money with this briefcase, you're retired. You don't have to work anymore. You don't have to create any businesses. You live a lavish life. Give up all the things that you're doing and take this 100 million, right? Would you accept that 100 million, or would you be like, forget that 100 million because I want to braid hair?
No, that's 100 million. 100 million is 100 million.
Chat. Hey, look, we just exposed her. Look,
no, it's not exposing nothing. You didn't say the guy came with 100 million. Listen, you said you're living comfortably, being a housewife, and
that is exposing it. It exposed you clear right then and there. That means that you're looking at the man in a very disdain way. You would accept a random briefcase that doesn't have a soul. You just said that you would accept a random briefcase that
do what I want.
Let me finish. You just said that you would accept a random. You just explained that you would accept a random briefcase that doesn't have a soul or a consciousness, right? But you would decline that same opportunity that a man that's gonna give you, that loves you, cares about you, that has a soul, that has a consciousness, and you don't have to work.
You did not say all of that. Just said.
You didn't have to say it because that's what it inferred. Stop playing semantics. Stop playing semantics. And I can't, and that's as much as I can do with that. The entire podcast is 2 minutes 48 seconds, 2 hours 48 minutes and 44 seconds. We're going through almost 2 hours of it, so there's still like almost another hour of content to go. It is worth watching. I will say that. It is worth watching. If for no other reason than to see the delusion of women in action. And looking back on it, it wasn't just Shay, it was her sister Jay too. Arguing back and forth, talking just to talk. You didn't say that. Why didn't you let him finish then? Because you heard several words that triggered you. You didn't listen to the whole thing. There were several words in there that set you off and you spoke on it. And that's why people in general and women in particular don't get anywhere these days. They listen to be triggered. They don't listen to for educational purposes. They listen to be triggered. And it's got to stop. We're going to call it no Effs Given. Not a quarter of an F, not an eighth of an F, not a 16th of an F. Don't be like them. But what I would like you to do is at the very least share the video. Remember, we work in the power of 5 here. At the very least, like it. Then consider commenting, subscribing, notifying, and sharing. And if you want to go further than that and show your support, consider donation. We also have merchandise, as you can get at groovegear.threadless.com. Head on over there after the podcast and pick up a shirt or two. And something I haven't said in a while, but I'm going to start saying again. Do better. Be better. Change starts with you. Later, y'all.